Hello everybody, welcome back to Speak Life. We have a quick tip for you guys today on helping to prevent colicky babies. We've been doing this for a long time, and as you can see with this big bag, it's involving baking soda. None of my kids have ever had colic, and I've practiced this old school natural remedy since I've had kids, and I got it from my mama, and you got it from
my mama and her mama and her mama.
So I always call my mom for everything with my kids because they have so many old school things that they've practiced for years, and they just got it right. So I'm always open to like suggestions and advice, but we've used this for years. So I want mama to kind of just show them what you've taught me, and so hopefully it helps another mom, especially a new mom that's been dealing with colicky babies.
Okay, for a colicky baby, I would suggest using baking soda. Again, we're not doctors.
Yeah.
So I'm just telling you what we did in our family and what's
all
up.
Of our families.
Yes, and we all do it, and it's just amazing. We can go on later about what else it does, but for a colicky baby, when they're colicky, if you notice, they cry really hard. Their tummies are extremely hard, poor little things, and they're just screaming from the top of their lungs. You're rocking them, you're walking them, you're doing everything you can do. You keep feeding, and sometimes it's making it worse. Mm-hmm. Absolutely makes it worse because now you're overfilling the gas that they already feel. It's like excruciating gas, really, is what it feels like, I would assume. So what we do in our family is, if you're new to this and you've never done it before, you lick the tip of your pinky, and then you just touch the baking soda real quick. You don't dig it in there. You don't fill your whole pinky full of baking soda. Just a quick, just a tip, and it's just like a tip of it on the tongue. And then we rub it in the baby's tongue, in the baby's mouth, and baby will start tasting it because it's salty and yeah. And they're newborns, so they don't know what nothing tastes like except for their mama's milk. Mm-hmm. So you just want to put it in there and then give the baby some water. Now I know this generation doesn't really use water, but we did, and I still would with any grandbaby that I have to this day. Water is so important. Just like we know it's important for our bodies now, it's important for our bodies when we first come out of the womb as well. Yeah. So, back in the day, the doctors, the hospitals gave you water. They wanted that baby to drink so much water a day, and now this generation doesn't do that anymore, but the doctors have changed things. So, anyways, water is important. It's not going to hurt your baby. It is good for the body, always, for us now and as children. So, once you give the baby the baking soda on their tongue, go ahead and give them a little bit of water in a bottle, or go ahead and nurse the baby. And I say nurse because breast milk would be so much better than formula in this situation. But if you can't, soy milk or whatever your baby's taking, do that. But definitely try the water because it makes the biggest difference.
First,
the water. Me too. Water is huge, makes a big difference. I said breast milk because it has a lot of water in it. But anyway, so once you do that, you will notice that the baby, I would say within a good 5 minutes, the baby's starting to fart a lot. I mean, like a machine gun. Like, right? So, and it's great because that baby's going to feel a huge release. A lot of farting, a lot of burping the baby will do. So, again, put the baby up here and begin to just pet the baby like close to your breast because they're small. So just so that I think what happens is your breast is pressed up against the baby's tummy and it makes them feel better. That's why if you even get a moment of freedom without baking soda and you're bouncing that baby like this and the baby begins to calm down, it's because he's pressed up against the mother's breast, he or she. And it's actually, the pressure is massaging the baby's tummy. And that's where they get in like a sense of a release, like trying to get that air out of there. So kind of keep that in your mind. Another really good tip to go along with this is once you've done the baking soda, warm up your hands, warm them. And if you start rubbing your hands together now, you even feel the heat coming. And put some baby oil in your hand or olive oil or any kind of oil, but I would say olive oil or baby oil for a baby. And just gently hold the baby down and just begin to rub the baby's tummy. Rub the baby's tummy and constantly praying. Prayer, key number 1, prayer. Everything you do in prayer and supplication unto him because he does things on our behalf that just makes things so good. But just rub that baby's tummy. Just tell that baby, oh, mommy, love you so much. Mommy love you. Jesus loves you. Jesus. It just begins to calm the baby down. And the baking soda really does help that baby to fart a lot. And it starts to release the tightness and the air that is trapped in that baby's stomach, because that's what colic is, an extreme amount of air trapped in that baby's tummy, and they can't pass it. And so that's pretty much what we do. And that's the tip of the day.
To use it. I use it for myself. I use it
for a lot of things. If I got an upset stomach, tell them about that.
And even for my kids now, as they've gotten older, they actually like the taste of baking soda. But I'll just warm up a little glass of warm water, not hot and not cold, but just warm water with like a half a teaspoon, probably about a quarter teaspoon for them. Especially after if they've had something that's just upset their stomach, like burgers and ice cream together or something, or we went somewhere and someone had a party and they ate a bunch
too
of
much
junk,
cereal, too much
something
cupcakes,
that
whatever.
was not what we usually eat. They'll have an upset stomach, and I don't like Tums. I don't like Pepto-Bismol stuff. So I just give them a little bit of about a quarter teaspoon with some warm water, and they'll be better within like 10 minutes.
Yep.
So it's worked for our family for years, for decades. So hopefully that was a nice little tip for you guys, and it helps especially the new moms or moms that have struggled with the colicky babies and they keep taking them back to the doctor and they can't figure it out. Try the baking soda. We promise that it works.
Yeah.
We're not doctors, but we're telling you what's been working for our lives for years.
Yeah. Matter of fact, now that you brought up the doctors, I literally told my doctor when my children were babies that I was doing this. You know, because he would ask me, well, you know, have you experienced any colic or anything with the baby? And I'm like, no. I mean, you know, when I did see a tightness, like if when I first noticed a newborn, if they receive too much air or out in the public and you're at a park or something and there's like a lot of wind or whatever, the babies will immediately like you know, just get uncomfortable, like maybe their tummy's
breathing it in, especially when it's windy.
And I immediately did it, and because that's what our family did, and I trust my mom and the direction she's led me, and it's always worked for me. It's never hurt any one of my children, and it's always blessed other people that I know, my friends, and they ask me, and I'm like, yeah, I give them this, instead of having your baby screaming, crying. So I mean, absolutely tell your doctor what you're doing, but my doctor said that was absolutely fine. All he asked me was, how much was I giving him? I told him, he goes, that's absolutely fine. It can't hurt them at all. Yeah. And it's just always worked, you know? So
good. And then you wanted everyone to write in?
Oh, yes, yes. I do. I have this idea, so I think this is great. This channel is about speaking life into each other and doing it a good, godly way, and just like women coming together with great tips. And I know there's an amazing grandmas out there, amazing great grandmas out there, and it's gone down your family. If there is a tip that you can pass along for another woman, please write into us and just display it in the comments. And I'm sure Nicole will check it out and read it, and maybe we can even talk about it or write you back and display it somewhere else, and we can eventually just have like a list of tips
so we can learn,
and that would be great, that we can learn from each other and try it out, let other people know about it, and if it works, it works. Go in and say that it works. Yeah.
And we have another quick announcement. My mama won't be on the channel for the next couple months maybe or so. But she will be back on the channel. I'm moving hours away.
Yes, she is.
So we won't be as close anymore distance-wise, but that's the only reason you won't be seeing her on the channel for the next couple months or so, hopefully sooner than that. No. But we have to always live within 10 minutes of each other. Yeah. So she'll be back on here soon. This is how it works. So we hope this blessed you guys today. We love you guys. Remember to keep speaking life, and we will see you next week.
That's right.